Hello, everyone. As you know, we're always trying to get you guys the information that you need when you're buying or selling your home. And recently, you know that Government of Canada started actually the new buyer incentive program, and there are quite a few advantages of that. And today, we are here to get you all that information from Steve Cruz from Verico Mortgage Solutions. And I'm going to ask him all these questions. How does it really work? I hope it really helps you out. And if you have any question, you can reach us at any time. So let me just start with that. Nice to see you, Steve, again.
You too, Eric.
Perfect. What is the home buyer incentive?
The home buyer incentive was announced by the government in the spring of this year, basically, and they are offering a equity participation for first-time home buyers to help home buyers purchase a house.
Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. So who really qualifies it? Like, I mean, do they have any qualifications set? Anything?
Yeah, there's really four main qualifying criteria for the home buyer incentive plan. The first is that you have to be a first-time home buyer, which means you can't have owned a house for the last 5 calendar years. And the next is that your income cannot exceed $120,000. So if your income is 122,000 or 125, you will not qualify. So, and it would be your income and any other purchaser. So if you and your spouse is purchasing together and each of you earn, 60,000, then you will qualify for the home buyer incentive. And the other factor is that the mortgage amount plus the incentive cannot exceed 4 times your annual income. So again, if you're earning 120,000 combined, the maximum they will allow is $480,000.
Oh, I see. I mean, I just wanted to make sure. Does that include the GST part as well for the new homes, or it doesn't?
It's the mortgage plus incentive. So the purchase price isn't really the factor. The 480,000 in my last example is based upon the incentive amount plus the mortgage amount cannot exceed 480,000.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, some people, in the past probably owned a home. So if they had a home and they actually are renting for the last 4 or 5 years, do they qualify? I believe they qualify for that?
Yeah. So under the home buyer plan, so in Canada we have the RSP home buyer plan, and you can use your RSPs towards the purchase of your house. And in that program, there's a definition for first-time home buyers, and it's the same definition for the home buyer incentive program. And basically, as long as you haven't owned a home for 5 calendar years, then you will qualify again. And so I've had clients who owned a house in the past and they were divorced or separated or whatever. They sold their home at that time, have rented for the last 5 years. Now they're considered a first-time home buyer again.
So they can definitely take the advantage of this program.
Yeah, for sure.
So the incentive, I just want to understand, like the incentives are either 5% or 10%. How does it really work?
Right. So there's a 5% incentive if you're purchasing a resale home, so a home that you would sell on the market that you would have listed for sale. Or there's a 10% incentive if the home is brand new. So if you're purchasing from a builder or you're purchasing a brand new condo, then those qualify for the 10% incentive. If you're purchasing a brand new mobile home or a modular home, you can qualify for the incentive, but no matter whether it's brand new or a resale property, it's 5% is the max for those properties.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, I mean, if somebody's going with brand new, they qualify for 10%. Does it really actually make any difference how much they are putting down? Like if they are putting 5% down, do they still qualify for 10%?
Yeah, good question. The buyer has to come up with 5% in their own resources. So no matter whether they take 5% or 10%, they have to come up with 5% of their own money. And so that either can be through savings or it can be a gift from a family member, but you can't borrow the money and then get the incentive. That does not work.
Oh, I see. Okay, so they have to have that money. Either it could be like family giving them as a gift or anything like that. But they can't borrow it from.
Can't borrow it.
Oh, okay, perfect. Do they pay any interest actually when the payments start? Do they pay any interest on this?
That's a great question, and a lot of people ask that. They're not sure. So when you receive the incentive, it's actually participation in your house equity that the government is doing through CMHC, and so you don't pay them any interest over the time frame. The program actually has a 25-year term, which means that you wouldn't have to pay back the mortgage or the incentive within 25 years or until the end of 25 years. And at that time, you would pay them back the percentage of the value at that time. So if your home is worth $100,000 when you buy it, and so you get a $5,000 incentive, and it's worth $1 million when you sell it, then you would give them 5% or $50,000 back after 25 years.
Oh,
If you sold your home within that time frame, so 3 years or 5 years down the road, then you would give them back the incentive portion at the time you sold it.
Okay, perfect. So it's only the portion, like 5% of whatever this sale value is, or whatever it's worth after 25 years.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So if you live in your home for 25 years, you have to pay it back at 25 years. If you sell your home prior to that, it has to be paid back at the time of sale.
Okay.
And so if you sold your house, so they have some wording in their requirements too. So let's say you sold it on the market for fair market value of $500,000. So you give back your $25,000, the original incentive, 5%. If you sold it to your family member for $1, they will say, no, it's fair market value that we want the incentive back for, not the sale price that you've done for a family member or whatever. So they will evaluate the property value at the time of sale as well as look at the sale price.
Oh, I see. Okay. So people really can't just say, oh, I have a brother here who's buying it for just
The same price.
same price or less price. So they will determine actually at that time what is the fair market value to get that money back from you. So how do you calculate how much incentive that somebody would qualify for?
So we first qualify them for how much mortgage they qualify for, and then we look at how much 4 times their income is, and then based upon those two numbers, then we would figure out what the incentive is for. So I did actually have a calculator on my website, and so you can go to my website at mymortgagebroker.com/first time home buyer incentive. And so first time home buyer incentive with little dashes in between, and you can put your income in there and your down payment, and it will calculate exactly what the purchase price is that you will qualify for, and it gives you an idea. It's not going to be exact because we haven't looked at your income, etc., but it'll give you a nice idea about what you qualify for.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, actually, with our video, I'll also try to put the link actually to Steve's website where you can go and check out how much do you qualify for that incentive. Now, Steve, is there a dollar value that government is putting aside to help first-time buyers with this?
Yeah.
And how long are they going to do this?
Yeah, that's a great question. That was just recently announced that they've allocated $1.25 billion towards the program over the next 3 years. So if the money runs out in 3 years, they may or may not renew it. They did indicate that by the end of this year, they're going to let us know and give us more details about what's to come in the future. But there is this allocation over 3 years.
Oh, I see. Okay. So now this is one thing that I really want to add. Actually, like Calgary, as we know that our home prices here are not like there's plenty of inventory available that is less than 500,000. So the maximum somebody who would qualify for this mortgage, their family income or personal income cannot exceed 120,000, and that they only qualify for something that is 4 times that, which is 480,000. And there is plenty to choose from in Calgary. And I hope actually that if you're watching this video and you're looking to buy, that you would take advantage of this program before the government actually runs out of money or the program ends. Even though it is going for 3 years, and it seems like that 1.25 billion is quite a bit of amount, but they are actually working on this for entire Canada. So people are going to be taking advantage everywhere, wherever they can. And does it make actually? Give me any numbers that you think it'll
Yeah.
make any difference in the mortgage when somebody's buying.
Yeah, so I did a couple of analysis on that website, and if you earn 120,000, you can purchase a house for up to a maximum of $505,000, and then you would put your 5% down, and you get a 5 or a 10% incentive, and so that with the 5% incentive, 505 is the maximum purchase price, and you're going to save around $175 a month for that purchase price on a monthly basis. You're going to get the most advantage if you actually make the higher payment, because you have a lower mortgage amount and you've got a lower CMHC insurance premium. And so you're starting off with a lower amount, and you're going to be able to pay off your mortgage much faster because it starts as a lower number. You'll still get advantage by saving that monthly payment if you decide to go with the minimum payment. But in my opinion, matching the payment as if you didn't get the incentive will pay off your mortgage faster and give you a much better benefit in the long run.
Okay, perfect. I mean, that is obviously quite a bit saving. First of all, in your mortgage payment, and second thing is CHMC fee will be less as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And you will be able to pay your mortgage quicker because I mean it's just saving all that money. So there are quite a few advantages to this program. I really hope actually you take advantage of this program, and we'll also talk about Calgary's real estate market in our next video. As the inventory levels are dropping, it's pretty close to turning into seller's market pretty soon, and we'll talk about that as well. But if you are a first-time home buyer, you are actually in the market to buy a house right now, I would suggest that you definitely take advantage of this program. And you can always give Steve a call as well. His phone number is 403-870-2669, or you can reach him at mymortgagebroker.com as well. He works with Verico Mortgage Solutions. He's a great guy. He knows actually all the details about all these programs. He can really actually guide you through. And if you have any questions, you can definitely give him a call. And if you have any questions regarding real estate, you can give me a call at 403-689-2345, or you can check out my website, harrysells.ca. Thank you very much.